Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We have Ron's Jeep on the lift, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you what I believe is the ultimate steering setup for a Jeep JL. So PSC does sell an entire kit for this that basically gives you everything that you need to do hydraulic assist on your JL. There are a couple different options depending on what JL engine you have. Some of them go back to a traditional power steering pump that is pulley driven off the belt. And then if you have a newer model that has the e-torque, you have to do what we're doing on this Jeep, and that is the Apex Boost Kit. So the JLs have an electronic power steering pump, and what this kit does is it allows us to increase the pressure of the electronic pump to run the PSC system and the RAM. So like I had previously said, PSC does sell a complete kit for this. I like to do it a little bit differently because I've found that when you mount the cooler in certain places, or if I have to do something a little bit different, I end up buying custom hoses anyways. So I source each individual component and then do my own hoses at the end to tie it all together. So the way that we're going to do this video is we're going to go over each component that we're installing, and then we're going to install it. We'll come back to the table, explain the next component, install it until we're finished. So the first thing that I'm going to install is the Apex Boost Kit, and what this is a pressure valve that allows us to increase the pressure on the stock pump. Gives us a gauge, so that way once we install this, we can set the pressure to what we need. The first thing we're going to do is remove the factory power steering pump. It's located behind this panel. Then we're going to get the boost kit installed and then reinstall the pump. We have everything disconnected in the wheel well. Now we're going to lower the Jeep, go in the engine bay, and continue disassembly so we can get the pump removed. Just have to do the pressure line, the reservoir, and then unbolt the pump, and it comes right out. Gotta be really careful with these because you don't want to pull those lines out. Pump is out. Set this there for a second. So now that we got the pump out on the bench, and now we're going to install the boost kit. So you need this port facing upward. We're going to be installing this. This allows you to adjust the pressure. So first, we're going to go ahead, remove this cap. Going to remove the spring. And there's a little plunger down there. This is what you need to keep. So this is going to go on the end of our new spring, but we're going to use a little bit of grease, put some grease on the spring so it retains that plunger. So I got a little bit of grease. I'm going to take the spring, put a little bit on that end so it stays down in there. So now it sticks. Then we're going to take some, put it on that end so the plunger stays on there. And now this will all stay together, get installed back into the pump. Then we're going to torque this to the spec. So spec on this is 4 foot-pounds. I have an inch-pound torque wrench, so that is 48 inch-pounds. So we're going to go ahead and torque this down. So not very much at all. Now that we have the housing torqued down, we want to make sure that the valve is backed all the way out. And the reason for this is we don't want to have a pressure spike. So when we put power to the unit, then we're going to set our pressure with the gauge. Now that we have the pressure valve properly installed, it's time to put the pump back in the Jeep and get everything buttoned up. All right, so now I have the gauge threaded into the housing. Now I'm going to install the housing. Now that everything's tight, now we can continue with the rest of the pump installation. We're at the part now where the pump is now installed, and we're going to leave this like it is so we can set our pressure. Once everything else is installed, then we'll come back in and remove this junction and put just the pressure line back onto the pump.